Hello, my dear friend, and welcome. My name is Anna, and this is the VUS Learning English podcast. Today, we are going to talk about something special in English, something that can feel very difficult for many learners. We are going to talk about phrasal verbs. But do not worry, this will be different. Today, we will make it easy. We will make it clear, and we will make it fun. Thank you for being here and spending this time with me. It means so much. Before we begin, if you enjoy our time together, please think about giving this podcast a like, or a follow, or a subscription. It is a small click for you, but it helps so much. It helps other English learners just like you to find our little community. I would also love to know where you are listening from today. Are you in Myanmar? Or Indonesia? Maybe you are in Mexico? Or India? Please let me know. It makes me so happy to imagine all of us around the world learning together. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture a beautiful painting. In the painting, you see a quiet place in the country. There are trees. There are clouds. It looks peaceful. But wait. If you look at the painting in a different way, if you change how you see it, just a little, you see something new. A face appears. A person's face is hidden in the painting. It is made from the trees and the clouds. The country landscape is still there, but the face is there too. Two different pictures in the same space. This is a perfect way to think about phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is just like this painting. You hear a phrase like pick up. You know it can mean to lift something from the ground. I pick up my pen. But then you hear it in a different way. Someone says, I picked up some Spanish in Valencia. This means they learned some Spanish. Or your friend says, can you pick me up from the airport? This means to collect them in a car. Or you hear someone say, the wind is picking up. This means the wind is getting stronger. How can this one little phrase, pick up, mean so many things? It can feel very confusing. I know. If you're learning English, maybe someone gave you some advice. Maybe they said you must memorize them. Maybe you have a notebook and you fill it with long, long lists. Pick up, put down, turn on, turn off, look for, look after, and you try to force them into your memory. You repeat them again and again and again. Let me ask you a question, my friend. How is that working for you? Do you feel like you are in a big ocean of words? And you feel like you are drowning? Do you memorize 20 phrasal verbs on Monday? And then by Friday, you have forgotten 15 of them? If you feel this way, I want you to know something very important. It is not your fault. Let me say that again. It is not your fault. The method is broken. Your brain is not broken. Your brain is wonderful. The old way of learning phrasal verbs by memorizing lists is a bad way to learn. It is slow. It is hard. and it makes you feel sad about learning. Imagine you want to be a great cook. Would you learn by memorizing chemical formulas for food? No, of course not. You would learn by tasting food, by feeling the ingredients, by learning how to cook. Today, we are going to throw that old method away. We are putting it in the trash. I'm going to show you a secret. I will show you the hidden logic of phrasal verbs. It is a system. Native speakers use this system every day, and they don't even know it. This system is not about memorizing. It is about something much easier. It is about space and how we see the world. By the end of our time together, you will not just know phrasal verbs. You will understand them deeply. You might even be able to guess the meaning of new ones. New phrasal verbs you have never heard before. It is time to stop memorizing. It is time to start seeing the hidden picture. Let's be honest for a moment. The old way is painful, it hurts. The traditional method, the old way, says phrasal verbs are just random words. Your teacher, your textbook, your app, they just give you lists. Break down means a car stops working. Break up means a relationship ends. Break in means to enter a house to steal something. You look at this list and your brain feels confused. There is no connection. Down, up, in. They feel like tiny random words. Words that completely change the meaning of break. So you do what you are told. You make little cards, flashcards. You write the words 100 times. You study hard for a test. This is called rote memorization. It is learning by repeating something many times without thinking about its meaning. It is like trying to knock down a wall with your head. It is a brute force way to learn. And for a language with more than 10,000 phrasal verbs, this is a terrible plan. It will not work, and it will make you feel tired. So why is it so bad? Let's talk about it. First, it is not good for your brain. When you only memorize that break up means to end a relationship, you create only one single weak connection in your mind. You have not understood the why. You have not connected it to other things you know. You do not see the pattern. So when you are in a real conversation and you need that phrase, your brain has to search for that one little piece of information. And if you are nervous or tired, that connection is weak. And then, poof, the word is gone. You cannot remember it. Does that sound familiar? Second, it is a very bad use of your time. It is not efficient. The energy you spend memorizing 50 phrasal verbs, you could use that same energy to understand the system that explains all of them. It is like the old story. You can give a man a fish, and he eats for a day. Or you can teach a man to fish, and he eats for his whole life. Memorizing lists is like getting one fish every day. It is hard work. And because we forget so easily, it feels like you are trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. The water just keeps leaking out. Third, and I think this is the most important part, it makes you feel that you are bad at English. You work so hard. You study for hours, but the phrasal verbs just don't stay in your mind. You hear native speakers use them so easily, they switch between meanings without a problem. And you think, I will never be able to do that. You think, my brain is not good for learning English. This is not true, but it feels true. So you start to avoid phrasal verbs. You stop using them. In a conversation, you want to say, the meeting was called off. But you are afraid. You are not sure if it is right. So you search for a safe word and you say, the meeting was canceled. Instead of saying, I need to figure this out, you say, I need to solve this problem. You begin to speak an English that feels less natural, a little stiff, because you are afraid of making a mistake with a phrasal verb. You are building a wall between you and fluent, natural English, and that wall is made of fear. This whole feeling, this whole problem, is based on a lie. The lie is that phrasal verbs are random. They are not random. They are one of the most logical and beautiful parts of the English language. You just need someone to show you the key. And that is what we are going to do today. We are going to find the key together. The key, the new way, has a fancy name. It is called cognitive linguistics. But please, do not worry about the fancy name. The idea is very, very simple. Language is a picture of how we experience the world, how we, as humans with bodies, live in the world. Our understanding of big ideas like love, or time, or happiness, it is all built on our physical understanding of space. We know what it feels like to be up versus down. We know what it feels like to be in versus out, or on versus off. These are not just small words. They are the basic directions of our lives. And here is the secret. The little words and phrasal verbs, up, down, in, out, are not random. They keep their original, simple, spatial meaning. And from there, the meaning grows into bigger, more abstract ideas. Two thinkers, George Lakoff and Mark Johnson, wrote a famous book about this. They showed that we use physical ideas or metaphors to understand everything. For example, we say, I'm feeling up today. Why? Because we connect happiness with going up. A happy feeling makes us feel light, like we are floating up. We say, he fell into a depression. Why? Because we imagine a sad feeling is like a deep hole, a container we can be inside. Phrasal verbs are the best example of this. They are like building blocks, like Legos. You have a main verb like break. It has its own meaning, to separate something. And you have a little word, a particle like up. It has its own meanings connected to space. When you click them together, their meanings combine, and they create the final phrasal verb. Once you understand the logic of the little word, the particle, you do not have to memorize every single phrasal verb. You can figure it out. You can decode it. You see the phrase break up, and you can think, okay, break means to separate. And up can mean completely or into little pieces. So to break up means to separate completely. And suddenly it all makes sense. A relationship ending, that is separating completely. A phone call that stops working. The signal is breaking into pieces. It is separating. One logical idea helps you understand many different uses. Think about the painting again. The old memorization way is flat. You see one phrasal verb, one meaning. That's it. The new logic way gives you depth. You can see the main verb, you can see the particle, and you can see how they work together, based on a logic you already know. Just from living your life, this is the system native speakers use. They do not think about it. No native English speaker ever memorized that eat up means to eat everything. They just felt it. From when they were a child, they understood that up can mean finish or completely. So eat up means eat completely. Drink up means drink completely. Use up means use something completely. Do you see? A pattern is here. Logic is here. The confusion goes away. For the rest of our time together, we are going to be detectives, language detectives. We will look at the 6 most common particles: up, down, on, off, in, and out. We will find their hidden logic, one by one. Are you ready, detective? Let's start with the most common one of all, up. All right, let's start with up. Its first meaning is a physical meaning. It is the most simple meaning. Up means moving from a lower place to a higher place. I pick up my keys from the table. They move from low to high. A rocket goes up into the sky. It moves from low to high. Simple. But from this one simple physical movement, a whole family of other meanings is born. We will look at the 4 most important meanings. First, up means increase or improvement. More or better. This is very easy to understand. We connect up with more. Imagine a chart for a business. When the line goes up, the numbers are increasing. This idea goes directly into phrasal verbs. For example, if you're talking very quietly, I will ask you to speak up. This means to increase the volume of your voice. When a shop makes its prices higher, we say the prices have gone up. The price has increased. If you want to make your business successful, you need to build up your good name. You improve your reputation. When you start to feel more energy after being tired, you are starting to perk up. Your energy is increasing. The wind can pick up. This means the wind's speed is increasing. It is becoming stronger. Do you see the pattern? In every example, up means more of something, more volume, more money, more speed, more quality. It all connects to that idea of a line going higher. The second meaning of up is completion or fullness. This means to finish something completely. This one is very interesting. Imagine filling a glass with water. The water level goes up, 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 until it reaches the top of the glass. At that moment, the action is finished. The glass is full. This idea of finishing is a very important meaning of up. This is why a parent says to a child, "Eat up your vegetables." It doesn't just mean eat. It means eat them all, finish them completely. Or a friend says, "Drink up." We need to leave soon. This means finish your drink. I need to fill up my car with gas. This means fill the tank to the very top, completely full. The opposite of this is using up. I used up all the milk. This means I used all of it and now it is gone. The process is complete. There is 0 milk now. When you tidy your room, you clean up. The word up here suggests you are doing the job completely, thoroughly. You're not just cleaning a little bit. This idea even works for relationships. When a couple breaks up, their relationship is broken completely. It is finished. It is over. At the end of a meeting, you wrap things up. This means you summarize and finish the meeting. Let's imagine a prop together. Imagine I have a plate with a stack of cookies. Many cookies, one on top of the other. If I stack up the cookies, I am building a tower. I am working toward a finished tower. Now, if I eat up all the cookies, the word up tells you I will continue eating until the action is complete, until there are no cookies left. The process is finished, and the cookies are gone. The third meaning of up is appearance or creation. This means to appear or to be created. Think about the sun in the morning. It comes up. It appears in the sky. It moves from a place where we cannot see it to a place where we can. If a friend arrives at a party unexpectedly, we say they showed up. They appeared. If a problem suddenly happens, we say a problem has come up. It has appeared. In a meeting, you can bring up a new topic. You make the topic appear in the conversation. This idea also connects to creating something new. You set up a new business. You bring it into the world. You create it. You can make up a story. You create it from your imagination. An idea can just pop up in your head. It appears suddenly. And the fourth meaning of up is preparation. Getting ready for something. This one is a little different, but still logical. Think about a team of players before a big game. They gear up. They prepare their equipment and their minds. An athlete before a race will warm up. In these examples, up means building energy, building toward a high point, ready for the main event. When you get ready for a special party, you dress up. You wear nice clothes. You are preparing your appearance. Before you exercise, you warm up your muscles. You prepare your body for the activity. If you are studying for a big exam, you need to read up on the subject. You are preparing your mind by filling it with information. When you begin a new project, you have to set up your desk or workspace. You prepare the area. So let's review the word up. From that one simple physical movement, low to high, we get these wonderful ideas. Means increase. Speak up, prices go up. Means completion, eat up, clean up. Means appearance, show up, bring up. Means preparation, warm up, dress up. Do you see the logic? It is not random at all. It is a beautiful, connected system. Now, let's move to its natural opposite. Down. If up is about more and appearing, then down is its logical partner, its opposite. Its core physical meaning is moving from a higher place to a lower one. The sun goes down, you put your bag down, high to low. From this simple movement, we get a family of ideas, and they are often the mirror opposite of up. First, down means decrease or reduction. Less of something. This is the clearest opposite of up. If up is more, down is less. Think about that chart again. But now the line is going down. The numbers are decreasing. If the music is too loud, you turn down the volume. You reduce the sound. If you're feeling very excited or worried, someone might say, "Calm down." They want you to reduce the energy of your emotion. To be more healthy, you might cut down on sugar. You reduce how much sugar you eat. A business that is not doing well might have to scale down its work. To make it smaller, you can even water down an idea. This means you make it less strong or less powerful. In all these examples, down means a reduction, less of something. Second, down means recording or fixing. To write something to make it permanent. This one might seem strange at first, but it is very logical. When you write on paper, where does your pen move? It moves down the page. You are taking a thought that is floating in your mind, and you are fixing it. You are pinning it down onto the paper. When you are in a class, you write down the important ideas. A police officer will take down a person's story. They record the information. You might put your name down on a list. You are fixing your name to that list. Even a quick note is jotting something down. The particle down gives a feeling of making something permanent. The information is now fixed. It will not fly away. Third, down means failure, negativity, or decline. Things getting worse. This is another powerful idea. Physically, if you fall down, it is a negative thing. You lose your balance. This physical idea translates into the world of abstract ideas. When a car stops working, it has broken down. It has failed. Talks between two countries can break down. This means the talks have failed. If a person has a very difficult time with stress, they can have a nervous breakdown. If you make a promise and you do not keep it, you have let someone down. You have disappointed them. A company that fails must shut down. It closes completely. When you get a job offer, but you say no, you turn it down. You reject it. Let's imagine our cookies again. Imagine this stack of cookies is a company's money. If the money goes up, that is great. But if the money starts to go down, this shows a decline. Things are getting worse. And if the company fails completely, it has shut down. The structure, the tower of cookies, has collapsed. It went from a high state to a low state, from success to failure. So let's put it all together for down. Decrease, turn down, calm down. recording, write down, take down, failure or negativity, break down, let down. Again, you see the system. It is logical. It makes sense. It all comes from one simple physical movement, high to low. Okay, my friend, how are you feeling? Is it starting to make sense? I hope so. You are doing a great job. Let's continue our detective work. Next up is on. The basic physical meaning of on is about contact with a surface. Something is touching something else. My hand is on the table. The cookie is on the plate. The important idea is support. One thing is supported by another thing. From this simple idea of contact, some very important other meanings grow. First, on means continuation, to keep going. Imagine a long road. When you are walking on the road, you are continuing your journey. The road is supporting your movement forward. This is where the idea of continuation comes from. If someone is talking and they stop, you might say, "I'm sorry, please go on," or "carry on." This means please continue what you were doing. At a sports game, you might shout, "Come on." You are encouraging the player to keep going, to continue trying. When you are working on a difficult problem, you have to keep on trying. You must continue. The phrase "and so on" literally means "and continue in this way." Here, on is like a green light. It signals that the action should continue. Second, on means activation or a state of functioning. To start something or to be in a working state. Think about a light switch on the wall. When you flip the switch on, you make a connection inside. Contact is made. And because of that contact, the light begins to work. It turns on. This idea, contact for activation, is the key. You turn on the lights. You turn on the television. You turn on the radio. You switch on your computer. On shows the state of being active and connected. If the television is on, it is working. Third, on means attachment or dependence. Relying on something or someone. This idea goes back to the core meaning of support. If you are sitting on a chair, you are depending on the chair to hold you. You are attached to it. This physical dependence becomes an abstract idea of relying on something. You can always count on your best friend. This means you can rely on them. You trust them to support you. Someone's mood might depend on the weather. Their good mood is attached to the sunshine. When you make a big decision, you might rely on advice from an expert. This can also be a negative attachment. A bully at school picks on a smaller child. The negative action is attached directly to that one person. Let's imagine our prop again. The plate. The plate is a surface. The cookie is on the plate. It is supported by the plate. I am depending on the plate to hold the cookie. If I keep putting more cookies on the plate, I am continuing the action. And if I had a magic cookie machine, I could turn it on to make more cookies. The on starts the function. So let's review on. Continuation. Carry on, go on, activation. Turn on, switch on. Dependence. Count on, rely on. It all comes from that simple, basic idea of contact and support. Isn't that wonderful? Next, of course, is the opposite of on. Next is off. The core physical meaning of off is separation or disconnection from a surface. I take the cookie off the plate. The contact is broken. The support is gone. This action of separating is the key to all of off's other meanings. First, off means deactivation, stopping something. This is the most direct opposite of on. If on is making a connection to start something, off is breaking that connection to stop it. You turn off the lights. You switch off your phone. The connection is broken. The power stops. A meeting can be called off. This means it is canceled. The event has been disconnected from the calendar. It is separated from the plan. Second, off means departure or distance, leaving or moving away. Think about an airplane on the ground at an airport. It is on the runway. To start its journey, the plane must take off. It separates from the ground, and it creates distance between it and the ground. When you say goodbye to a friend at the train station, you see them off. You watch them depart. At the start of a horse race, someone shouts, and they're off. This means the horses have departed from the starting line. If someone is bothering you, you can say, "Get off me." You are telling them to create distance. A place that is very far away is a long way off. There is a lot of distance. Third, off means completion or removal. To finish something by removing it. This is an interesting one. Remember, up can mean completion to fullness. Off often means completion by removal. Think about a debt. Money you owe, you pay it and pay it until you pay it off. You have finished paying. The debt is now removed from your life. You might get a Friday off from work. That day is removed from your work week. A dirty mark on your shirt might come off when you wash it. The mark is removed. If a project is very successful, we say it went off without a hitch. This means it was completed successfully with no problems. It is removed from the list of things to do. You might be better off without your old stressful job. Your life is better now that the job has been removed. Let's imagine our cookie on the plate one more time. The cookie is on the plate. If I take it away, I am taking it off. The connection is broken. Let's say the cookie has a little piece of dirt on it, a smudge. If I wipe the cookie, the smudge comes off. It is removed. And if I put the cookie on a little toy airplane and the plane flies away, it takes off. It is departing. The logic is always there. Let's review. Off. Deactivation. Turn off, call off. Departure or distance. Take off, see off. Completion or removal. Pay off. Come off. The confusion is starting to disappear, right? The order is appearing. You are doing so well. We have 2 more to go, in and out. Our next particle is in. Its core physical meaning is about being inside a container or inside an area with borders. The cookie is in the jar. I am in the house. The main idea is enclosure, being inside something. This simple idea of being inside something grows into many parts of our language. First, in means inclusion or participation. Being part of a group or activity. If you are in a club, you are included inside the group. This idea also works for activities. When your friends are playing a card game, they might ask you, "Do you want to join in?" They are inviting you to come inside the activity. When you start a new job, you have to fill in a lot of forms. You are putting your information inside the little boxes on the paper. If someone tells you a secret, they let you in on the secret. They are including you in the small circle of people who know. When you arrive at a hotel for your holiday, you check in. You register yourself. Your name is now inside the hotel's system. Second, in means entering a state or condition. We often talk about feelings or situations as if they are containers. Containers we can enter. You don't just love someone. You fall in love. You enter the state of love. You don't just have problems. You can get in trouble. You are now inside a state of trouble. A company that owes a lot of money is in debt. Someone who is moving very fast is in a hurry. In all of these phrases, in means you are entering or you are existing inside a certain condition. Third, in means absorption or understanding. Like taking something into your mind, think about your mind as a container. When you listen to a very interesting talk, you try to take in all the information. You absorb it into your mind. Sometimes, when you hear surprising news, it can be hard to take in. It is difficult for your mind to accept it, to absorb it. This also works physically, of course. A sponge soaks in water. But we don't really use that as a phrasal verb. It is more common to say soak up, using our friend up for completion. But the logic is the same. Let's imagine our props again. I have a cup. The cup is a container. I put the cookie in the cup. It is enclosed. It is included. If I have more cookies, they can join in. If I pour some milk in the cup, the cookie will start to soak it in. Every meaning goes back to this simple idea of being inside. Let's review in. Inclusion or participation. Join in, fill in. Entering a state, fall in love, get in trouble. Absorption, take in information. And now for our last particle. The logical opposite of in. It is out. If in is about being inside, out is about moving from inside to outside. I take the cookie out of the jar. I go out of the house. It is the action of leaving or appearing from inside. This basic idea gives us our last family of meanings. First, out means revealing, discovering, or making public. Imagine a secret is inside a box. When you take the secret out of the box, everyone can see it. It becomes visible. Information works just like this. When you learn a new piece of information, you find it out. You have brought it from a hidden place to an open place. When you solve a difficult math problem, you figure it out. The answer was hidden, and now it is revealed. If you want to show someone a mistake they made, you point it out. You make the mistake visible. When a writer finishes a new book, the book comes out. It emerges from being private to being public. If someone tells a secret by accident, they let it out. Second, out means distribution or extension. Moving things from a center point to other points. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a room. You are giving books to people all around you. The books are moving out from you. A person on the street might be handing out papers with advertisements. A teacher gives out the exam papers to the students. When you exercise, you stretch out your arms and legs. You extend them away from the center of your body. When you need help, you reach out to your friends. You extend your request for help from you to them. Third, out means depletion or exclusion. Running out of something or leaving something outside. This is the opposite of the idea of fullness. If you keep taking things out of a box, soon the box will be empty. When you have no more milk in your fridge, you have run out of milk. A very popular concert might sell out of tickets. All the tickets have been sold. There are none left. This also means exclusion. If you are making a plan with friends, but you forget one person, you have left them out. They are not included. When you are trying to study, you block out the noise from the street. You create a wall to keep the noise from getting in. Let's do our final prop demonstration. The cookie is in the cup. I take it out. It has emerged. It is now outside. Now that it is out, you can see it. I have found out it is a chocolate chip cookie. The information is revealed. I can give it out to a friend. That is distribution. And now that I have taken it out, the cup is empty. I have run out of cookies. That is depletion. One simple action. Many phrasal verbs, all connected by the same simple logic. Let's review out. Revealing or discovering. Find out. Point out. Distribution or extension. Hand out. Extension. Hand out. Stretch out. Depletion or exclusion. Run out of. Leave out. Okay, my friend. We have gone through all 6 of the core particles. We went from the frustrating feeling of memorizing lists to the clear feeling of a logical system. If you have had a happy moment of understanding, if the hidden logic is starting to feel clear to you, I would like to ask a small favor. Please tap the subscribe or follow button on this podcast. It tells the podcast platform that this way of learning is helpful. And it will show this episode to more English learners, learners who are stuck in the same memorization trap. Thank you for that. And please stay with me because we are not finished yet. Now that we understand the particles, we need to answer one grammar question. A question that confuses many people. When can you separate the verb and the particle? Let's talk about it. So you understand that turn down means to decrease the volume. But should you say turn down the music? Or should you say turn the music down? This is the question of separable versus inseparable phrasal verbs. It can be tricky, but we can make it simple. Here's a good rule to help you remember. Most phrasal verbs that have a direct object are separable. A direct object is the thing that receives the action. In turn down the music, the object is the music. Separable means you can put the object in the middle between the verb and the particle. Or you can put it at the end after the particle. Both are okay. You can say, you need to turn down the music. You can also say, you need to turn the music down. Both are 100% correct. Let's try another one. You need to fill out this form. This form is the object. You can also say, you need to fill this form out. Also perfectly correct. One more, I am going to drop off the package. The package is the object. I am going to drop the package off. Both of these work. But, and this is a very big, important but, there is one very important exception. If the object is a pronoun, words like it, them, me, him, her, then the pronoun must go in the middle. It has to. You must say, turn it down. You cannot say, turn down it. That sounds very strange to a native speaker. You must say, fill it out. You cannot say, fill out it. You must say, drop it off. You cannot say, drop off it. This is a very strong rule in English. Why? It is about the music and the rhythm of the language. The end of a sentence usually has the most stress, the most energy. And little words like it or them are too small and too light. They are not strong enough to be at the end. It sounds wrong. Think of it like this. The little pronoun needs to be hugged in the middle of the phrase. So when are phrasal verbs inseparable? This means you can never separate them. There are two main types. First, phrasal verbs with no direct object. The action is not done to anything. For example, my car broke down. You cannot break something down in this meaning, the car just broke down. Please come in. There is no object. He grew up in London. He is not growing something up. He just grew up. Because there is no object, there is nothing to put in the middle. So you can't separate them. The second type of inseparable phrasal verb is a three-word phrasal verb. These are the ones with a verb, a particle, and a preposition. Like run out of, milk. Look forward to, the holiday. Put up with, the noise. These three words are a team, a family. They are a single unit, and you cannot break them. You cannot say, I have run milk out of. No, it must be, I have run out of milk. We have been on a big journey together today. We started with an idea of a picture with two meanings inside it. And we have discovered that phrasal verbs are exactly the same. They are not the flat, random, difficult lists you were told to memorize. No, they are deep, logical, beautiful ideas. They are built on something you already understand perfectly, the physical world, your world. We learned that language is a picture of our lives. Those simple feelings of up and down, in and out, on and off. These are the building blocks for thousands of ideas in English. You do not have to be afraid of phrasal verbs anymore. You do not have to be a victim of the memorization trap. You are now a code breaker. You are a language detective. When you hear a new phrasal verb in the future, let's imagine you hear the phrase, phase out. You don't need to panic. You can pause and you can decode it. You can think, okay, phase means a stage or a period of time. And out can mean removal or exclusion. So to phase something out must mean to remove it slowly in stages. And you know what? You would be exactly right. That is precisely what it means. This is the key. This is how you change from being a student who is afraid of mistakes to a confident speaker who can play with the language, who can feel the language. So here is my challenge for you, a gentle challenge. For the next week, be a phrasal verb detective. When you are reading an article or watching a movie, and you see a phrasal verb, don't just look for the meaning in a dictionary. Ask yourself, why? Why that particle? Does setting off on a journey make sense with our logic for off? Does looking up to someone you admire make sense with our logic for up? You now have the tool. You have the system. You have the hidden logic. You have the key to this very important part of English. So please go out there and start using it. Start noticing it. Start feeling it. Learning a language is a long journey, and you are walking it beautifully. Remember to be kind to yourself. Learning takes time. It is okay to not be perfect. Every step you take is progress. Keep going. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for investing this time in your learning today. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If this episode helped you see phrasal verbs in a new, clearer way, please let me know in the comments. And if you know another English learner who is struggling, maybe you can share this with them. Let's help everyone escape the memorization trap. Don't forget to like or subscribe if you haven't already. It helps our community grow. Thank you for your support. See you next time, my friend.